How might we go about encouraging in our families, certainly in our classrooms, in our schools, wherever we have the opportunity, a real recovery of the kind of wonderment, the surprise, the sort of how did this happen? How did this constitutional form come to pass, given that it truly was a most novel, perhaps better said, even radical form, drawing upon a tradition, but really there's no precedent for it. Perhaps in democratic Athens, perhaps
Yeah.
again in the Republic of Rome, but nothing quite like the American regime as it's defined in the Constitution. How can we recover some of the affect, some of the surprise, some of the wow, isn't that amazing, in our families so that we really do have an appreciation, a gratitude for the gift that we've inherited? What are your thoughts on this?
A part of it is just understanding history and current geopolitical situations. We're so isolated geographically, we don't interact and we don't cross paths. Of course, we have our own issues, challenges, problems. Everyone does, but we do not have a clear understanding of how unique, beautiful, and we just take for granted that we wake up in the morning and we're going to do what we planned, and we can launch a business, and hey, if that business fails, we'll start another one, and there are resources and we're safe. It's just all assumed because it's been that way for so long. And that's just not the story around the world. And so studying history, but then also going back to the original words, the original founders' stories. The Constitution itself, that miraculous, you said novel and radical, and I'd say just borderline miraculous. What they did and what we have inherited is literally distilled into 4,500 words. That's it. If we include the amendments now, it's 7,500 words. It's phenomenal. And so just going back and reading the words, the word democracy, we hear that in the public sphere. Everyone uses that word, including for the last several decades, our presidents will get up to the microphone. We're defending our democracy. It's not a democracy. It's a democratic constitutional republic. Of course, there are elements of democracy in the representation, but it's not a democracy. And that's a part of a deeper understanding, is learning what a democracy is, how our government is similar, but how it is different, and why that is an improvement on democracy. Where was it tried? Why did it fail? Learning those things helps us understand the decisions the founders made. We can learn the reasons why. So rather than dismissing this document as a dusty mausoleum of ideas, we'll realize that it's a Fort Knox of ideas.
Visit mounttitanomedia.com today for resources for a superior education at home and school.